Salutations, hello, hi, and welcome to Basic Public Speaking. I'm Christy Thomas. I'm your professor, instructor for this course, and this is a video chat for the assignments due prior to spring break. So we are starting this week. This week is February the 9th through the 13th. We have 4 weeks, and then we're off for spring break. Spring break for ACTCR is March the 9th through the 13th. This is a 12-week course, so when you first log on to Blackboard, it's going to look a little chaotic because I have opened up every lesson and every assignment that is due from now to prior to spring break, just so that you can get a better layout of how I set up the course and the flow of this course. But I want to go ahead and just break down what's due. You will have something due each week prior to spring break. I don't want that to intimidate you or worry you. That's why I'm making this video, to kind of just break it down and make it a little softer impact, if you would. So this first assignment that is due at the end of week 1. So week 1's dates are February the 9th through the 13th. So on February the 13th by 5 p.m. you have a Canon's Rhetoric Round 1 questionnaire. Please go look at that module, and please look at week 1's video, because I break down just a little bit more about Canons of Rhetoric. But in that module there's some Word documents and a video chat of me breaking it down. This questionnaire is not here to alarm you. It's not here to worry you. And this will be submitted as a Word document back to me. And it's also kind of the check-in assignment for me to let me know who's logged on to Blackboard. With the Canon's Rhetoric questionnaire, you will do this twice in this course. Once now and once at the end of the course. There are no right or wrong questions here. So, whew, let's take a breather. Round 1, they're the exact same questions as well. For the round 1 version, I just want you to answer what you think these are. You know, there's only like 3 or 4 questions, so I don't want you to think that it's this huge long questionnaire. But you answer what you think the answers could be. When you do this questionnaire again at the end of the semester, you will then apply what you have learned from this course, and it's an engagement thing for me to let me know what's working, what's not working. Should I elaborate more? Should I hold back? Because sometimes I can get a little wordy and say a lot of stuff. That's just who I am as a person. But that round 1 is due at the end of week 1. And it's just, like I said, it's just a few questions. There are no right or wrong answers. You just tell me what you think they are. And you submit it. Ba-boom. Bam. Done. Roll into week 2, which is February the 16th through the 20th. Your first main speech is due. And I know you're like, you have a speech to do. Yes, you do. It is a public speaking course. And I'll say this now, and I've said it before, and I'll say it again. With every speech, you are required to submit a video of yourself delivering the speech. There will be links provided for you to upload said video. I try to have the speeches open at least 2 weeks in advance, but you will notice they'll probably open, excuse me, a lot earlier than just 2 weeks, but at, at the latest 2 weeks prior to the speech. That way it gives you plenty of time to look over and incorporate it into your life. I understand everyone has busy schedules between school, work, life, family, all of the above, and anything else that I did not touch base on. So with that being said, main speech 1, the only thing to do with, excuse me, my voice, the only thing to do with main speech 1 is a video of yourself delivering the speech. There is no time limit or minimum, so you can talk for as long or as little as you possibly want. Would I love to hear you talk for at least a minute and a half? Absolutely. Will there be deductions if you don't? Absolutely not. So let's keep going, shall we? With main speech 1, I pretty much break it down for you. I give you genre, I give you topic, and I give you criteria, just to make it a little easier. And this is just an introduction speech. It's you introducing yourself to me. I have introduced myself to you through various videos, and will every week. You'll get to know this festive personality. With that being said, let's go ahead and talk about the criteria. Again, I go into depth with this in week 1 video and in the main speech 1 introduction module. Again, there's a Word document and a video chat of me of the description and just giving examples. So the 5 criteria for the main speech 1 is introduce yourself. This is the name given on my roster and a preferred name if you so and choose to include it, not a requirement. 2, before I go any further, all videos in this course, all speeches in this course, please only Share with me what you're comfortable sharing with. I will never ask you to share anything that makes you uncomfortable. So just keep that in mind as we move forward. So recap. Criteria 1, introduce yourself. Criteria 2, future endeavors. This could be the career trajectory you're on with your education, your educational journey. It could be perhaps you have an institution you're attending after ACTC to further your education. So tell me that. Or if money was no object or location was no object, do you have a dream career, or institution that you would love to study with, or someone to whom you would love to study under, or, shadow, if you would, or, a dream job. Perhaps you would love to open up your own bakery. Perhaps you want to, and it also could just be fun ambitions, or again, if money was no object nor was time or anything, what would you love to do for the rest of your life? Would you love to travel the world? Would you love to go investigate haunted locations? Would you love to get an RV and go across the United States and check out all these landmarks? What are things that interest you? Would you go backpacking through Europe? Would you just be a beach bum? Whatever the case may be here. That's future endeavors. Third, tell me something commonly known about you. This is something everyone knows about you. Excuse me. It could be a activity or sport or a hobby you're in, extracurricular activity. It could be a job you have. It could be, whatever the case may be, or something that everyone knows about you. Oh, I know them. They're da-da-da-da-da. They blah, 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 blah. Fourth is something not commonly is known. Unless they're close to you or a buddy of yours, maybe this isn't someone everyone knows. Perhaps you really like to draw, but not everyone knows that unless they get to know you. Or perhaps you are into, you like to go to car shows or show vehicles at car shows. And again, not everyone knows that about you unless they get to know you. Or perhaps you have family somewhere that you vacation to see. And again, not everyone commonly knows this about you. Again, please, I'm not asking for deep, dark secrets here or for you to share anything that makes you uncomfortable. Just share something about you that's not as commonly as known as the previous information. And then finally, what brings you joy? What makes you happy? What brings a smile to your face? What is the calm amongst your chaos? And that could be anything. So the criteria again: introduce yourself, future endeavors, something commonly known, something not as commonly known. There we go. And what brings you joy. Again, share only what makes you comfortable. I would never ask you to share anything that makes you uncomfortable. So please keep that in mind in all speeches, future and whatnot. Whew. That's due Friday, February the 20th by 5 o'clock. Rolling into week 3. Week 3, February the 23rd through the 27th. We're still rocking February here. With that being said, the end of this week, so Friday, 5 o'clock on February the 27th. Could I have said that any more interesting? Will be your first storytelling speech. The purpose of storytelling speeches is just to find a confidence or becoming more comfortable in your public speaking voice. Both just in your voice and your electronic mediated communication, your online presence. Because so much communication now is online, videos, team meetings, Zoom meetings, FaceTime, social media, all those, we have more of a social presence now than what we did a decade ago or So the point of the storytelling speeches is for you just to find a comfort in your speaking voice. I try to make them pretty broad and something easy to talk about. So that being said, this very first storytelling speech, the theme of it is song. Pick a song, any song, I don't care. Tell me why it resonates with you. Is it a happy song? Is it a song that, just speaks to your soul? Is it a song that reminds you of a moment in time or a person or a place or a vibe? Or is it your hype song? If you work out or if you clean or if you're doing anything, does this song get you hyped up? If you're angry, is this your go-to song to help you get those emotions out? Is this a song that brings you calm or brings you happiness or helps your mood? Just tell me. Pick a song, any song, and tell me why it resonates with you. I have songs that remind me of moments in time. I have songs that remind me of people. I have songs that remind me of certain moods and vibes, hype songs, if you would. The moment I hear it, I'm like, let's go. Let's do this. Songs that, I have a lot of songs that remind me of my kids. I have songs that remind me of, seasons. Like, oh, this is totally a summer song. And then I have songs that remind me when I graduated high school. I could keep going, but I won't. I digress. Details are in that module as well. A Word document and a video chat of me just discussing the description, giving examples, all the goodies, and a link for the video of your self-delivering speech to be uploaded to. That's due at the end of week 3, which is February the 27th, Friday by 5 o'clock. The only thing to do with this is a video. There is no time limit, minimum or maximum. I would love to hear you speak for a minute and a half, but there's no deduction in points because this is a storytelling speech. There is no outline due, nor is there a transcript. I will never ask for a transcript in this class. A transcript is a word-for-word verbatim of what you are presenting. I will never ask for that. Not on my agenda. No, thank you. We don't even get into outlines to the next speech. So with that being said, let's move into week 4. This is the last week prior to spring break. This will be your last assignment before spring break. Whew, getting through it. So at the end of week 4, which is the dates are March 2nd through the 6th. So on Friday, March 6th by 5 o'clock is your second main speech. This is an informative. The genre is informative. We go through genres. By this point, you will have already been over the informative genre world, and this is a specified informative, specific informative. It's a how-to. So this, on your main speech 2, is an informative how-to. You're just going to tell us how to do something, how to create something, how it works, how it process, just the how. And great examples of how to, and there is a module as well that will be open that just kind of gives examples. YouTube videos. Any video that tells you how to do something, how it's made, how it works, how all the stuff happens is a wonderful, wonderful resource for how to. Think of cooking shows. Those are how-tos. They may be elaborate, but they're how-tos nonetheless. With this speech, again, you're telling us how something works, how to do something. Perhaps you want to tell us how to tie-dye a shirt, or how to change a tire, or how to shoot a basketball, or how to cast the perfect for fishing. Whew. Line, how to cast the perfect line. It'll come to me. Bear with me. How sunlight works, how gravity works, how, color theory works. So you're telling us how to do something, or how something is done. Okay. There are requirements for this. There is its own module. So in that module, you'll find a Word document. There's a description and technical requirements. And remember, with the main speeches, we build up on technical requirements. And then there's also a video chat of me talking about it. And there'll be 2 links. Oh, 2 links, you say? Yes, let me elaborate. The first link is for the video of yourself delivering the speech to be uploaded to. And the second one is an outline. They have their own homes. It makes it easier for everyone involved. Yes, an outline. This is the first speech you will have an outline due. Do not fret, do not fear. There is a module on outlines alone. And in that module, you're going to find a handy-dandy basic student outline template you are more than welcome to use. If that is not your cup of tea and you want to create your own outline, please, by all means, do so. I do not require you to use the outline that I provide. Again, I am just someone that is a big fan of making things as accessible, as easy, and as stress-free as possible. And to me, that was providing a template so that you understand, when it comes to outlines with speeches, I will never ask for an elaborate outline. Again, nor will I ask for, the word just left me. Words are hard. I'm so sorry. But I'm just asking for a basic outline here. The introduction, your purpose. And remember, purpose is a summary of what you're getting ready to talk about. You don't have to involve a thesis statement here. And the thesis statement is boom, this is what I'm talking about. The main, one sentence. Your intros, you don't have to be elaborate when it comes to an outline. You're just giving us, again, you're giving us a preview summary of what you're getting ready to talk about, your main points. If you recall, in our lesson so far, 3 to 5 is your magic number for main points. Less than 3, we're not getting enough information. More than 5, we're getting too much. So just kind of keep that in mind in the back of your head. And the conclusion. And conclusion is where we wrap it all up. We're just going to talk about what we just talked about and make it pretty. I say make it pretty, but it's just concluding it, kind of tying up any loose ends or ending with a rhetorical question, whatever the case may be here. So with that being said, I kind of elaborated a lot on that one. An outline is due with this speech. So far you have a video and an outline. All right, the last technical requirement, and this is the only time that this technical requirement is part of any speech in this course, is use of a visual aid. That has been a lesson. Never fear. We've chatted about it. I'll chat about it more. But with, I guess it's a preview. We will be talking about use of visual aids. There are really great ways to use visual aids when it comes to within special electronic mediated communication, and we'll discuss that elaborately in both the module and weekly chats and that lesson. So I'm not going to go into it hardcore here. I'm just letting you know that is part of the technical aspects. So due on March the 6th, Friday, March 6th by 5 o'clock is your second main speech. In that main speech, you have, and this is where we also introduce time. So there is a time minimum. I'd love to hear you talk for at least 1.5 to 2 minutes. If you hit like 1:48, I'm not going to deduct points, but if you're hitting below a minute on this speech, there will be a deduction in points. So we have the speech that we are recording ourselves, delivering the speech. And within the speech, we are also using a visual aid. Just kind of be like, hey, again, the details are forthcoming for this. This is just a video summary of the assignments that are due from the start of this course to spring break. And then the other technical aspect is an outline due, and that has its own separate link, because I just find it easier if I create a link just for outline and just the video. That way we're not having to do multiple things uploaded to that link. So these are all the things due between the start of this course and spring break. You have Kenna's Rhetoric Round 1. No right or wrong answers. Just submit what you think. Your main speech 1, which is an introduction, the 5 criteria are discussed. Please check out the module, because details are in every speech module, has the details. I just like putting the information out there numerous times. Into week 3 is your storytelling song speech, and week 4, which is the week prior to ACTC spring break, is your main speech 2, a how-to informative speech with the technical requirements of, well, you video yourself, at least 1.5 minutes speaking time, an outline, and use of a visual aid. This is the only speech that requires the use of a visual aid in this course. That's not saying you can't use them in future ones, but this is the only one that requires you to do so. Again, because this is an online course, all speeches must be a video of yourself delivering the speech to be uploaded. I will not accept transcripts and outlines and no videos. Also, when it comes to outlines, you are to upload a Word document. Please do not take a picture of the outline and upload it to me. That is also stated in the syllabus. I will never ask for a transcript. A transcript is a word-for-word verbatim of your speech itself. I will never ask for that. That is not on my agenda. When it comes to outlines, I provide an outline template that you are more than welcome to use, but if that is not your cup of tea and you have your own system, please, by all means, feel free to do whatever makes you happy. I just like to make things as least stressful as possible. All of this will be in more detail on weekly videos and the speech modules. Every speech has its own module, and in those modules are all the details for the description and technical requirements. So, I hope you have a fabulous week. If you have any questions, concerns, or anything at all, please reach out to me. I hope you have a great week, day. Thanks so much. Bye.